Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Mediocre Whiskey Review. I'm Jill. It's Tuesday. Stick around. All right. Um, it's Tasty Tuesday, and I usually open a sample. Not doing that today. I picked up a few bottles yesterday, and I want to open one of those. So I went budget this time. I went with budget bourbons. And what I got, one of them that I got was the Old Grandad 114. Um, I've heard people talk about this a lot and say that it is a great budget bourbon. So we're going to try it out. I've never had it. Pause for a cork pop. That was a nice one. So I went whiskey shopping yesterday. My plan was just to buy something, to find something I didn't have. I never have like one particular thing in mind when I go. I just see what they have that I don't, and go from there. While I'm rambling, go like, subscribe, comment, share, do all the things. Just it really helps me out, and I appreciate you. So I decided to go to the liquor store in Lafayette that I usually find really decent bottles at. And I don't know if you guys remember me saying that liquor store got sold. Somebody bought it out a few months ago. And I know some other stores that this person owns, and the prices are typically high. I've never seen them super terrible, but they're high on some things. So I've been a little apprehensive about this liquor store since this person bought it. And when I went in there the other day, they told me the last time I was there that they had an extra room in the back that they were going to make a bourbon room. And that's where they were going to keep all their bourbons and whiskeys. And I thought that was pretty cool, right? And so the lady was telling me yesterday that they're doing the grand opening sometime this week. And I should definitely come and check it out, right? And I was like, sure, what are you going to have in it? And she was telling me they're getting some Blanton's and E.H. Taylor small batch and Stag Junior. They've already got like a Field of Dreams and whatnot. So I said, well, what are your prices on them? What are you going to sell them for? And when she told me, I decided that I'm probably just not going to be able to shop there anymore. And I hate that. It's a great store, and it always had great bottles. And I've noticed that the bottles have been dwindling down. But everything was almost double MSRP. The Stag, she said they were going to sell for like 200 and something. And I just have a hard time with that. I don't know MSRP on them off the top of my head, but I know like E.H. Taylor's 45, 50 MSRP, and it was 100, 120. I don't remember. And that's for the small batch. So like, it's just very disappointing. So disappointing, because I've been in there so much, and that most of my bottles, not most, but a lot of my bottles have come from there, and it's disappointing. They had an Elijah Craig toasted barrel, if it tells you anything, sitting on the shelf for $103. And I just can't do that. So I took my happy little self on over to Meijer. Now, I will say I did buy a bottle from there because I hadn't seen it before. And it was like, I don't know, $22, $23, I think. And it's an Evan Williams 1783, 90 proof. Small batch. And I did open this the other day and had a little sip, and it was good. But I went on over to Meijer, and that's where I bought my other 2 bottles, which this was one of them. The other one, we'll discuss it another time. But I've heard people talk about Old Grandad 114 for so long. And like, honestly, I've seen it a couple places, but not very many around me. So I picked it up. The only information I looked up on it, as I'm sure most of you know, it is a Jim Beam product. 114 proof, obviously, and 63 corn, 27 rye, 10% malted barley. It's non-age stated. I didn't search too hard for a lot of information about it, but it is a higher rye than I care for, but that's okay. I'm getting I'm getting a little bit of the ethanol. Mind you, I haven't had anything else to drink today. I feel like I'm picking up a little bit of the rye spice, but it's not bad at all. It's got some vanilla on the nose, and yeah, like peanut shells, maybe. Oh yeah, there's some peanut shells in there. All right, let's just jump in for a sip because I have yucked far too long now. Cheers. Right off the bat, those peanut shells hit my mouth like an explosion. And then it turned into pepper and rye spice. And again, as my first sip of the day, I'm not surprised that it feels hot or spicy. So I'm going to take a little sip, and then we're going to take sip 2. Okay. Oh, let's go sip 2, shall we? It doesn't look super thick in the glass. I don't know if you can see. It's kind of beating up a little bit. Not really that super cool, like running down the glass, but it's okay. I've been in such a weird, funky mood lately. All right, this is going to make it all better. Sip 2. Now that was much better, much more like subdued. The ethanol and the spice wasn't near as bad. And I didn't get near as much of the peanut shells that time either, but I got some vanilla, like a deep caramel. And then there's a fruit. I'm going to take sip 3 before I take a guess at the fruit. Okay, sip 3. Definitely picked up the rye spice that time, but I think the fruit that I'm getting is cherry. But it's still got that really good vanilla like base in there, and then you got the black pepper on top. There's some cinnamon, some red hots maybe. I think that's in my head lately. Like I feel like I've gotten that on multiple whiskeys lately. But overall for like $22, $23, I don't remember what I paid for it. Like that's a damn good sipper, and I will probably keep one on my shelf. I usually keep like Buffalo Trace because I can find it pretty easy. But even Buffalo Trace is more expensive than this. Walmart's like $25, $26, I think, for it. And the liquor store, you know, they're about $32 for regular Buffalo Trace. And frog that, man. Ain't doing it. Anyway, I think that's all I have today. I'm going to go jump in the shower and get out of this funky mood. I hope you guys have had a great weekend, and I hope that you have a fantabulous week coming up. I'm going to take my own advice this week because I didn't take it very good today. I'm going to go do something nice for somebody. I'm going to be nice to everybody that I run into because I have felt like a whole witch. So we're going to fix that. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see y'all next time. Cheers.